Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, I hope you still remember 3 months ago, Ruto was hosted in US for a US state visit. I mean, at least shortly before Kenyans revolt on Ruto, the Gen Z's protest. Now, President Ruto was accompanied by First Lady during that visit and other Kenyan delegations. And they used a Dubai-based airline. That story, I believe, is still fresh in your mind. Now, you also remember Ruto left for China on Sunday, of course, with the First Lady, Mama Rachel Ruto, and Raila Odinga, and other Kenyan delegations, but this time round using a KQ. Now, as usual, Kenyans had to react to the visits differently. Now, I want you to pay a closer attention at these two videos. But first, to support this channel, take 1 second, go below and like this video, and then subscribe to this channel if you had not subscribed before. Thank you so much for that support. I want you to pay attention to these two videos. First, let's have a look at this video of Ruto arriving in US. You can see the video, holding hands there. The reception is okay. In fact, this is one thing that so many people talked about. I remember even Rigathi had to comment about it. Now, let's head over to a separate incident where Ruto is arriving in China with Mama Rachel Ruto. Just watch this video. I wanted to pay closer attention at the mood. These two moods. There is something that is telling here. These moods. Now, very well. Why do you think I chose to bring this analysis? I was looking at various reactions, on X. Many people talking about this visit of China, Africa, where Ruto is accompanied by the First Lady, and he was in a very casual attire, and but the way they were received or the way they arrived via KQ depicted a different picture. The mood was telling that they were not happy. It's either Mama Rachel Ruto was not happy, or maybe there could have been something happening behind the scene. Because, honestly speaking, ever since this Gen Z's protest and the like, we have not seen Mama Rachel for the First Lady coming out publicly like she used to do previously. Ever since that demonstration, that protest came out, and there was talk that the First Lady had employees who were exorbitant in terms of numbers. They were almost 280. Ever since that story came out, we have seen a Mama Rachel Ruto who's not happy with so many things. Now, of course, that video is telling another story here, that Ruto had landed in Beijing, China, for the Forum on China-African Cooperation Summit. And that was on Monday. And again, from that photo, you can see Raila Odinga accompanying William Ruto. Most likely, we know the most important thing for Raila there is to boost his campaign for the AUC chairmanship. But I don't talk much about that because there's a separate video I've organized for that session. Now, let me take you through a reaction that Ruto had the moment he landed in China. So he said, arrived in Beijing for the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation Summit. The meeting presents an opportunity for Africa to renew and strengthen its partnership with China. Over the years, China has proven to be a true development partner, significantly revamping our infrastructure. We look forward to leveraging these ties to accelerate our transformation, Ruto said on X. But something to note from this visit of China-Africa leaders, where Mama Rachel Ruto is also attending, is that in this visit, there is something that I think Rachel Ruto is planning to do, because there's a word here that he is going to attend a session hosted by His Excellency Professor Peng Luyuan, who is the First Lady of the People's Republic of China, on behalf of the Organization of African First Ladies for Development. Peng Luyuan is, I think, she's the spouse to Xi Jinping, the president of China, who has hosted Africa Heads of State. And based on some news report here, is that this session will discuss strategies for accelerating women's empowerment through education in line with both Kenyan and Chinese development goals. I think this is more or less trying to talk about the table banking initiative that she has. I think you remember that story of table banking. There's also talk that Ruto is going to attend the China-Africa Entrepreneurs Conference, where he will advocate for increased Chinese investment in Kenya's infrastructure, healthcare, and technology. So these are some of the things which the First Lady and Ruto are going to get involved with during this China visit. But the most concerning thing amongst Kenyans is the manner in which, or the way, Ruto arrived in Beijing with the First Lady. Some people have been saying that maybe it's because of the airline they chose, but they used the KQ, which is supported by many Kenyans. Have been saying that Ruto should be using our Kenyan airline. So we can't say that the fact that this trip was organized using KQ could be the reason why we see that kind of mood of Rachel Ruto and William Ruto. Personally, I think the mood was not that pleasant to many Kenyans. It's a bit different from the way it was with the US state visit. That's why you find that people are keen to point out what they found very strange or a bit strange in the kind or in the way Ruto was received in China. Now,
good morning.
Good morning, Your Excellency.
您好，上午好。
非常欢迎你。
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
非常感谢。
China and Kenya have always been the leaders. Together, we have put in place a number of flagship connectivity projects.
It is an occasion, Your Excellency, to thank you also for convening FOCAC, the all-important forum that brings China and Africa together. It is also an important opportunity for Kenya-China Comprehensive Partnership Agreement, a strategic partnership that is based on a people-to-people engagement framed on programs that are mutually beneficial between our two countries and based on mutual respect and trust. Your Excellency, let me commend your leadership of the South-South cooperation that brings together many developing countries, and to specifically point out the relationship between Kenya and China. As you know, Your Excellency, I was here last year for the BRI summit. And I want to thank you for the conclusion of the program on Kenya's rural roads.
We wait for
Now, I'd like to raise my case there. But what do you think about that reception, the way, the mood? Did you notice something strange? Just go below in your comment section and you can offer your reaction whether you noticed something strange. Personally, I saw something a bit strange between the two visits. Now, perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.